I'm going to show how to get the angle of each hand on a clock in case anyone cares. You can pause the video now if you want to figure it out on your own. Okay, so I wasn't going to make this video for a couple of reasons. First off, I thought it was too easy because I solved this years ago, but it turns out the only reason it was easy was because I knew the technique to solve it. And here it is years later. I thought I'd redo it just for fun, kind of as just a kind of a easy mental exercise. Turned out it was harder than I thought, and that's because this problem is so unique. I can't really think of any other math problems that are like this where you actually have to add up different degrees of different hands on a clock or something. So it's actually just so unique and so different compared to any other math problem. That's what makes it difficult. You have to approach it a different way. The other reason I wasn't going to make this video is because it's pretty much a useless problem, pragmatically speaking. Because I can't imagine anybody needing to solve a problem like this. But on the other hand, this is actually just a great mental workout it really improves your mental agility. Kind of like how when we were kids in basketball practice and we had to run these suicides, that's what they called them back then, where you had to run back and forth and touch a line on the basketball court. So it improved our agility. That's kind of what this problem does here. It's just so different than anything else. It really causes you to have to think differently. So great for mental agility. I'll go ahead and show how to do this now. Okay, so I'll start with the conversions for each hand right here. 360 degrees all the way around. So 60 seconds for the second hand to go all the way around. 360 degrees, 360 divided by 60. That gives you 6 degrees per second. Same thing with the minute hand, 6 degrees per minute. And then as for the hour hand, 360 degrees to go all the way around, 12 hours, 30 degrees per hour. I'll use these conversion equations pretty much the whole way through. This problem can be virtually impossible if you don't know how to do conversion equations. And if you know how to do conversion equations, which I'm going to show here, it makes it actually rather easy. I'll start with the easiest one first. 8 hours, 34 minutes, 17 seconds. I'll start with the 17 seconds. 6 degrees per second right there for the seconds. Just 17 times 6. The seconds will cancel out. That's how you know you set up your conversion equation correctly. Second divided by second, you're left with degrees. 102 degrees. That is where the second hand is pointing. Next up is the minute hand. 34 minutes right here, but now we have part of a minute. So this is where it got a little tricky. I took my 34 minutes. 1 minute equals 6 degrees right there. But then I kept wanting to mix my units when I was adding this. I was trying to figure out what to do with that 102 degrees right there. And I'll show on the next page how I messed this up. And this is actually why I'm doing the video, because it was a little harder than I thought. Okay, so if you want to take $3 and plus 25 cents, you just can't take 3 plus 25 and get 28, because the cents and the dollars are two different units. So you got to match those. So that has to be $0.25 for 25 cents plus the 3, and then it makes sense. So anyways, the units must match when you're adding stuff together. So for the minute hand, which was 34 minutes, I'll just show it right here again. 8 hours, 34 minutes, 17 seconds. So we got 34 minutes. We need to add something else, and we need to make our units match. So let's take that 17 seconds from right here, 17 seconds, 60 seconds to a minute, gives us 17/60ths of a minute. Notice the seconds cancel out. Try to always include the units right there. I think it really helps just to make sure you're keeping things straight, and because if you're doing a lot of math problems, you can actually get these answers and you forgot what the answers are for. Like if you're getting tired, you might think that's an hour or something like that, or a second. So anyways, you can just take 34 plus 17/60ths if you want to keep it as a fraction and keep it extremely accurate. But just for ease, I'll turn it to a decimal, 0.2833 minutes. So now we can take our 34 minutes plus 0.2833 minutes. That's why that unit is really important when you include those. Now you got minute plus minute. Okay, so here I just added the 34 plus that. 1 minute equals 6 degrees from my original conversion equation I showed at the beginning. That gives you 205.7 degrees, and that is the angle of the minute hand with some decimal rounding. If you really want a mental challenge, keep everything as fractions and then try to add your fractions up. Next up, let's do the hours. 8 hours, 34 minutes, 17 seconds. The key on this again, I'll say it again and again, keep your units the same. 8 hours plus something, that all has to be in hours to add up properly. Otherwise, you're adding your pennies with your dollars. So keep units the same. We're doing hours, so I'll keep it as hour. I'll do seconds first, 17 seconds, 60 seconds a minute, 60 minutes an hour. Gives you that many hours right there. Notice I'm keeping the units there as hours so I can remember what this is for. It just helps logify everything, make everything logical. Logicify everything? I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Okay, next up will be the 34 minutes right there, 60 minutes per hour. Gives you 0.567 hours right there. Now we got our units the same here and here. Let's take our 8 hours plus the minutes and plus the seconds. Notice how we got hour, and add them all up. 1 hour equals 30 degrees. This is from the original thing right here, 360 degrees for 12 hours. 360 divided by 12 is 30 degrees per hour. And you end up right there. The hour hand is 257.15 degrees with some decimal rounding. I just remembered where I've done these problems before. So this actually isn't a totally useless exercise. When you're looking at latitude and longitude, it can either be in decimals or it can be in minutes and seconds and degrees. And I'm pretty sure there's already videos that show how to do that, but it's the same logic that I just did right here, but instead of converting seconds to minutes or minutes to hours, you're converting seconds to minutes and minutes to degrees.